So yes, Dillian could be fighting Moses, AJ's linked to Jared Anderson, and who knows, Dave Allen versus Deontay Wilder could be on the cards as well, bloody hell. So then let's have a little natter about the double interest in heavyweight scene, because after Saturday night it's getting very intriguing. I mean, first things first, I still can't believe this absolute madness.
There's all sorts of heavyweight.
Well, I'll be dipped in shit. Who in the world saw that coming? So yes, old Fabio was losing nigh on every single round, then he pulls this perler straight out his bumhole. Unbelievable stuff. And yes, people are now making the Deontay Wilder comparison, and I suppose rightly so. I mean, it's like, oh, he's losing, he's getting bashed up here, he's losing. I don't believe it, he's fucking won. Yes, old Ben Davison strikes again. This man is the king of getting out of jail. I still don't know if he's an absolute genius, or if he's just simply one lucky fucker. But then I suppose with videos like this, we've got to assume it is the first one and say fair play to him and Fabio.
His favourite skip is to go that way.
Yeah. We're jabbing and he's firing back. Instead of trying to time when he's firing back, more 1-2s. Quicker to put 1-2s behind that. No, if he's firing back a lot, so when you're putting jabs in his face and feints, you think, fucking hell, I'm getting caught there. Instead of trying to time, oh, he's going to jab back on this one, more 1-2s, you'll proactively catch him out in between. When you're jabbing, boom, boom, that's happening quite a bit. Or you're putting him in the space, you're thinking, boom, 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 oh, fucking hell, I'm getting caught there. Instead of going, right, what's happening here? Let me try and time that. So boom, slip, boom. To not overcomplicate, more 1-2s. Yeah, so let's say I'm giving you a bit of up and down, you're jabbing in the space and feinting. Boom, 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 that keeps happening. Back to it again. Boom, that keeps happening. More 1-2s. Boom, exactly. If I'm going to try and counter your jabs,
just go for it.
You'll meet me with a right hand there. Yeah? Don't let it end up coming.
But just before we talk about what's next for Big Fabs, we gotta say big up Mr. Honey. What a man, you were absolutely fantastic and just made one little square on mistake, so bad luck, bruv. But either way, you've certainly won a big fan out of me, and I'd imagine most of the UK now. He's gonna cause a lot of people a lot of problems going forward. I mean, okay, as mentioned before, his chin is questionable, but still, best believe he is one tasty operator. Fair play. And have you ever seen someone so noble in defeat?
That's boxing, man. Shit happens like that and you just got to bounce back.
How highly do you rate Fabio Wardley after sharing the ring with him tonight?
Yeah, very high, man. He's, he's earned where he is, and now 19-0, he's doing good things, and he's knocking people out. So good on him, man. I'll be backing him and supporting him.
Mick Francis has sent a few text messages around, and he's texted us and said, "Where was the 10 count?" Did you feel that maybe it could have been a little?
It is, man. It is what it is. Like, fight's done now. I got caught, and that's that. Like, I'm not gonna dwell over it. Like I said, I just move forward. Take the positives out of my performance tonight, and I'll be back.
Yes, what an absolute top banana. He could have kicked up a stink about that stoppage, but he took it like a champion, so massive respect. And now, yes, Fabio. Well, first things first, you made it look like hard fucking work, bruv. To be fair, though, it happens in every single sport. Those who arrive late to their profession and just miss out on that valuable learning experience as a young kid will always be trailing and have a lot of catching up to do. Fabio missing out on that amateur education was always going to be a problem as the levels progressed, and Hooney happened to be superb, but bloody hell, as he got a secret weapon to make up for it. And I will say one thing, as much as he was outclassed for most of the fight, at no point was he ever hurt, which is once again a testament to his toughness and his chin. Now, going forward, as much as he is absolutely brilliant, a true warrior and claim to some beastly power, the next move is going to be crucial because there's plenty of heavyweights about nowadays who are just as skillful as Hooney, but unlike Hooney, they have a granite chin to match. I'm talking obviously Usyk, but then there's Parker, dubious, maybe Kabayel, Zhang, and of course there's others about as well. So based on this performance, in which, let's be honest, he was pretty much schooled until he landed an absolute peach, does Frank really want to go balls deep and stick him in straight away with them big boys? I'm going to go out on a limb and say, does he bollocks? I'm just getting into the mind of old Frankie boy, because he is of course a shrewd operator and a very good matchmaker, so I'd be surprised to see Fabio linked to any of the top 5 or top 7 anytime soon. More so, he's probably going to be drifting towards more tailor-made opposition, someone like a Hrgovic who is very hittable. I mean, I've seen Ice Caps move quicker than he moves his fucking head. I know he wants to go down the WBA route for the winner of Pulev and Hunter, but who knows if that's actually going to happen. Hopefully it does, because both of them are very beatable nowadays. But outside of that, maybe Anderson, maybe a Jagburn, not sure how appealing those fights are. However, I gotta be honest, this is the one for me, Mr. World Heavyweight Sparring Champion. Everybody's avoiding, nobody wants to fucking smoke Mr. Martin Bakole. Oh yes, in my mind it's an obvious step below the Parkers and the Kabayels of the world, and it's an absolutely cracking fight. Martin can be a bit vulnerable, plus it's big money for both, what's not to like? Now there was some talk about Bakole fighting Ituma, but I don't know, that seems to have taken a bit of a shit. I reckon Billy Nelson said abso-fucking-lutely not. So instead, apparently it's Dillian Whyte stepping up to the plate for old Moses in Argos. And I mean, how the bloody hell did that happen? If that is true, I do find it a bit baffling, because if Dillian takes that fight and he loses, for me that's it, career done and dusted in the blink of an eye. He's either getting absolutely weighed in financially for this fight, or, well, I don't know, maybe it's a case of he can't get a fight with anyone else. Maybe there's a bit of trouble with the old Texas Commission or something like that. They're going, oh jeepers Dillian, we've gone and lost the paperwork that says you're cleared. I don't know, fuck knows. But I gotta be honest, as much as I was a mega Dillian Whyte fan back in the day, and he was clearly world level around 2019, I just can't see how he beats Ituma now. I know we are yet to see Ituma up against a high level opponent, but even so, after the titty performance, even going back to Franklin a couple of years ago, I think the Ituma speed is going to be way too much for him now, and I just don't know how he deals with it. I thought he'd be looking at someone like Chisora more so for his next fight and Chisora's final fight, but there we are. Yes, and by the by, just before we carry on, can I borrow you for 30 seconds to introduce you to the official Proper Podcast sponsor, Fairplay. Yes, Fairplay is the app that allows you to hold your mates accountable for those cheeky wagers. None of this, oh, I ain't got any cash on me. No, that's a thing of the past. It's as simple as download the app, set up the bets, lock in the funds. So you can have those friendly little bets between yous, and Fairplay will sort everything out for you at the end. And the best part of it, bets between mates are completely free. You stick in £10, your mate sticks in £10, the winner takes home the 20. But then again, if you're Billy No Mates, don't you worry. Fairplay have also got you covered. Fairplay sweepstakes allow you to join their sweepstakes, which are available for all the big fights and sporting events. Download the Fairplay app on the App Store or Google Play Store today. 18 plus, gamble aware. So, Jai Opetaia. I'd have to say easily my favourite fighter on the planet today. I absolutely love him. But Jai, in the nicest way possible, I'm just getting a little bit fucking bored. I mean, nobody wants to see your face blokes called Squeaky anymore. You're obviously light years ahead of these boys, and time is time. If Zerdo clearly don't want the fight, then give that division the hand and let's see you up at heavyweight double pronto. Guaranteed, he will be a massive, massive problem up there. And don't worry about size, because he's comfortable around the same 220, 225 mark as Usyk. So that ain't gonna be an issue. Actually, remember when Fury sent home Jai Opetaia after one spar whilst preparing for the Usyk fight? In hindsight, that was a big mistake, weren't it? And talking of Fury, we can't talk about heavyweights without giving him a little mention, even if he is apparently still retired. Fucking hell, I mean, the old Fury contradictions are back in full effect, ain't they? He's been giving it, oh look at me, I'm here with Sugar Hill, you know what's coming. Then he's posting he wants an Usyk trilogy, then he's with Big John saying business meetings, aye, but then the next video he goes, oh, what's the matter with everyone? I'm happily retired, leave me alone, I'm happy as Larry. And it's like, fucking hell, Tyson, you're messing with our feng shui, bruv.
I hear a lot of talk of the Gypsy King returning to boxing, and I asked the question of this one: for what? What would I return for? More boxing belts? 122 of them. I've been rumped. That's it. Fair play to them. They've had the use of me. But I'm happy. I'm happy, contented with what I've done, what I've achieved, what I've accomplished. Been around the world and back again. And here we are. This is what retirement looks like for the Gypsy King. I'm retired and I'm staying retired. I've got nothing to prove to anybody and nothing to return for. God bless you all. See you on the other side.
Just come out of retirement, because you know you will eventually, but the question is, will it be for the monstrous AJ fight finally? Well, let's be honest, probably fucking not. You know, I gotta be honest, I've just never been too convinced he wants that fight. I know he's talked about it endlessly, all that free for the fans at Wembley spiel back in the day, etc. But ultimately, after years of bum fluffery, and just as the fight was served on a plate back in January this year with Turkey on board, Frank and Eddie on board, but most importantly AJ, who went to the Ring Awards actively seeking Fury to make the fight, what happens? The Gypsy King retires, leaving behind the biggest British fight of all time at a sold out Wembley, along with probably 50 million quid plus. Now, first of all, imagine if the roles were reversed and AJ did that. Do you reckon Fury would let him off the hook? And you know, I've just been thinking about this lately. What if in some mad world it wasn't AJ at the Ring Awards calling out Fury, it was actually Derek Chisora? And in this mad world, it just so happened that all us fans wanted to see Fury Chisora 4. Bear with me here, I know this sounds fucking mental, but let me make my point. And let's imagine Turkey was bang up for it as well. He said, Fury, me old son, we're going to do you versus Dillboy 4 at Wembley in spring. It's going to be the biggest fight of the decade, and I'm going to pay you 50 million smackaroonies. Do you really think that Fury would have retired then? With the prospect of 50 million beauties against someone he knows he can beat blindfolded? I'd hazard a guess and say most probably not. I know he ain't scared of AJ, but just like the shit show with Usyk 2 years ago, and the fact that he's not the fighter he once was, he clearly is scared to lose to AJ, because this loss would be such a monumental batter into his ego, and let's be honest, amongst Brits and boxing fans, that's all he'll ever be remembered for. So of course, what's the point in taking the risk? You might as well not fight him, then keep your value and some of your legacy intact. It's a no-brainer. I hope I'm wrong and we do eventually see it, but personally, I've given up. Anyway, when he does eventually return, it will be interesting because there's some serious contenders out there now compared to 7 or 8 years ago. I know he won't fight Parker, but him against Dubious, Kabayel, Bakole, Zhang, they'd be very interesting fights, and I'm sure we'd all love to see them. But yes, talking of Parker and Kabayel, the two hottest fighters outside of Dubious and Usyk, what do you reckon they're going to do next? Well, fuck knows. I suppose they're just hovering around at the minute to see what happens come July the 19th with the Mega Undisputed. You see, last year everyone was so active trying to get themselves in pole position, but the problem is now it's stalemated a bit because nobody wants to lose their positioning, especially when there's a good chance the belts will disperse soon. I mean, even though Parker got royally stitched up by Dubious, the obvious fight to make right now is Parker versus Kabayel. It's an absolute beauty of a fight. But it's a tough fight for both, and the loser takes a massive step backwards. It ain't worth the risk for either man, and on top of that, they're both signed to Gold Star, so Spencer Brown ain't going to allow that to happen right now anyway. So will we see them two surface before mid-July? Probably not, which seems to be a similar story for the final man we'll talk about today, Mr. Anthony Joshua. So, apparently he's had his surgery, he's on the mend, and yes, Edward is still alluding to him slotting in for the winner of Usyk versus Dubious. Fucking hell, if that happens, then boxing is well and truly fucked, innit? But then again, outside of that, the rumours that have been doing the rounds are a 2-fight deal through Turkey, potentially involving Dillian Whyte and Jared Anderson. But this was before the rumours of Ituma versus Whyte, so could it be that Jared Anderson is now the front runner for his comeback? Maybe. Personally though, I can't say I'm too keen. I don't know, it just does nothing for me, that fight. Jared struggled with Charles Martin, then he lost to Bakole, then he looked terrible in his last fight, so I just think, what's the fucking point? What exactly does AJ gain from that fight? Surely he's better fit to fight either Bakole or a Jagber after they drew the other day, and even though he's had a fall from grace recently, the Bakole fight is still mega. I mean, put it on in Africa or something like that if you want, either way it's bound to be a belter. But if not, surely, it's gonna be the Bronze Bomber, innit? Sorry Dave, but assuming he beats hard on, which he obviously will, even though the fight has lost most of its mojo, it'd be a good scalp on paper for AJ, good money, lots of intrigue, and the way that Wilder's looked lately, let's be honest, it's very winnable as well. So you'd imagine there's a very good chance of Wilder producing one of them mental fucking decapitations of the past when he fights hard on, then that fight could be in the pipeline. But if not, fucking hell. Mahmoud Shah, he's knocking about. For the love of boxing, please no.